Hello dear children. Last class we have seen about remainder theorem and factor theorem. We have also seen long division method for dividing polynomials. Now we will be applying this factor theorem and the long division method for our next topic, that is factorization. Now what do you mean by factorization? Factorization means the process of finding factors. See, a number, suppose you are having a number 15. What are its factors? How do you find the factors? In class 6 we have learned. How did we find the factors? We'll be going on dividing 15 with all the numbers from 1 to 9 and then see in which case the remainder becomes 0. So all those numbers where the remainder becomes 0, both the divisor and the quotient will be the factors. That is how we are doing, finding the factors. So the method of finding factors is what is known as factorization. And this factorization, of course, you have learned in class 8 also, you have learned. Now, today we'll be learning two factorization. One is the factorization of a quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial means a polynomial of degree 2 and also of a cubic polynomial. Cubic polynomial is a polynomial of degree 3. So first we'll be seeing how to factorize a quadratic polynomial. Now a quadratic polynomial in general is written as ax square plus bx plus c. This is the general form for a quadratic polynomial where a is not equal to 0. Ax square plus bx plus 3 is a general form where a is not equal to 0. Why do we say a is not equal to 0? Because if a becomes 0, what happens to the first term? The first term automatically becomes 0. Then it will reduce down to bx plus c. What is that? It will be a linear polynomial. That is why we say a quadratic polynomial, the general form is this, with a condition that a is not equal to 0. Now a is the coefficient of x square and b is the coefficient of x. Now to factorize a polynomial of this form, the method what we use is splitting the middle term. What is the method used? Splitting the middle term. Now which is the middle term? The middle term is bx. Now you are going to split the middle term bx into two terms. The middle term bx will be split into two terms with a condition. The condition is the two terms into which bx is being split. Those two terms, when you add, that is, the sum of the two terms should be equal to the middle term. So sum should be equal to bx and product of those two terms. Product means when you multiply. The product of those two terms which we are using should be equal to product of the first and last terms of the quadratic polynomial. What is the first and last term? Ax square and c. So the product of ax square into c. The product of these two terms should be equal to the product of the two terms into which we are splitting this middle term. Is it clear? Then further steps we will learn by taking an example. You have an example here, y square plus 10y plus 21 to be factorized. Now what is the method used? Splitting the middle term. Which is the middle term here? 10y. Now you have to split 10y into two terms in such a way that when you add those two terms you should be getting 10y and when you multiply those two terms you should be getting 21y square. So which are the terms on adding? You will be getting 10y. You can have 1y, 9y, 2y and 8y, 3y and 7y, 4y and 6y, or 5y and 5y. All these cases the sum will be 10y. But what is the condition? Second condition, the product should be 21y square. Which among this will give you the product as 21y square? Only this will be giving a product equal to 21y square. So the two terms into which we are going to split this 10y will be 3y and 7y. Because when you add 3y and 7y, you will be getting 10y. And when you multiply 3y and 7y, you will be getting 21y square. So we have found out the two terms into which we are going to split the middle term. So we will be writing this as y square plus 3y plus 7y plus 21. You are splitting the middle term and writing it as y square plus 3y plus 7y plus 21. Now the next step is to group the terms together. So I am going to group the first two terms together and the last two terms together, grouping. And then I am going to find the common ones. Now when you take y square plus 3y, what is common there? Y is common there. So we will take the y out. What remains? Y into what will give you y square? Y into y. So the first term here it will be y plus y into what will give you 3y? 3. So this is y into y plus 3. I have factorized the, you can say, y square plus 3y I have reduced, or you can say reduced to y into y plus 3. Same way I have to do for the second group. Which is second group? 7y plus 21. Now one clue I'll give you. When you are writing this in the simplest form again, that is our factorizing, the term what you get inside the bracket will always be same as this term. So think in that way and write the factorized form of the second term. Always what is there in the bracket will be y plus 3. Is it clear? So every time you'll be getting, why for getting that as a common one. So here if you want to get y plus 3 as common there, what you are going to take out? Y plus 3, or leave it that way if you find it difficult. Well, let us see. 7y plus 21. What is common there? A 7 is common there, isn't it? 7y, 7 into y. 21 will be 7 into 3. So you can take that 7 out. So this will be plus 7 into, what remains? 7 into y is 7y plus 21. How many times? 7 into 3. So as I told you, see here, you are getting both the same. So now you have got y plus 3 common. Again what I will do is, you are going to take the common one out. So y plus 3 is common. What remains if you take y plus 3 out? Y plus 3 into y. So you are taking this y here. Here y plus 3 into what? 7. So it will be y plus 7. So y plus 3 into y plus 7 will be the factorized form of y square plus 10y plus 21. Is it clear? So first step is you have to find out sum should be same as the middle term. Product should be product of the first and last terms. So you will just list out and write which two terms you take so that both these conditions are satisfied. Then you will group it. After grouping, you take the common ones, and when you take the common one, you will be getting one term as again common. So take that out, remaining terms you will write. This is the step used. Now here one thing you have to keep in mind is, this is okay because you are having all positive numbers. Supposing you have negative numbers in between, then you should be more careful. Means you have to think which two numbers on adding you will be getting that negative number, or which two numbers on multiplying you will get that negative number. Like that you have to think. Two examples we will do of that kind also. Now you have got an example here. 6x square plus 5x minus 6. So you should be careful here. It is not like the other one where you had all positive numbers. Now when you add, you should be getting what? The sum should be 5x. When you are adding, you should be getting 5x. And when you multiply, what you should get? Product of the first and last. So minus 6 into 6x square will be minus 36x square. So when you are multiplying, you should be getting minus 36. And when you are adding, you should be getting 5x. So now you see here the product is negative but the sum is positive. Which means the two terms what you are taking, one should be positive, one should be negative. Now which number should be positive, which should be negative? Because when you multiply one positive and one negative, the product will be negative. But the sum is a positive one. So which among the two should be the negative number? The smaller number will be the negative number. Why? Because here it is positive. So which two numbers when you add, that is one positive, one negative, when you add you will get 5x. And when you multiply you are getting 36. So 36, which all cases are there? 2, 18, 6, 6, 4, 9. Now which among this will give you 5x, 5, sum 5? Only in the case of 9 and 4 you will be getting a sum of 5. Provided one of them will be negative. Now which one will be negative? The smaller one. So you will be splitting this 5x and writing it as 6x square plus 9x minus 4x minus 6. 9x minus 4x is 5x. 9x into minus 4x is minus 36x square. Now what is the next step? You are going to group it. So you are having 6x square plus 9x, one group, minus 4x minus 6 as another group. Now here what is common here? 6x square plus 9x. What is common there? You are having a 3x common. So take the 3x out. So 3x into what remains here? 3x into what will give you 6x square? 2x. 3x into 2x will be 3 into 2, 6, x into x, x square. So 6x square. Plus 3x into what will give you 9x? 3x into 3 will give you 9x. So as I told you, the second term also will have a 2x plus 3. So even if you are going wrong, you can find it out. This should be 2x plus 3. So somehow we can make it as 2x plus 3 by changing the signs. Now I am going to take this negative sign out as a common one. I am taking the negative sign out. Now for 4x minus 6x, what is common there? Which number is common there? A 2 is common, isn't it? So I am going to take this 2 out. Now minus 4x, how you are getting? Minus 2 into 2x will give you minus 4x because I have taken this minus 2 out. So this will be 2x. Here it is minus. Since I have taken the minus out as common, inside the bracket it will be plus. Why? Because minus into plus will give you a minus when you open the bracket. Here also same thing, minus into plus will give you a minus. So when opening the bracket, the sign will be changing. Same way when you are putting in the bracket also, the sign is changing. So I have taken the minus 2 out. So this will be 2x plus 3. Now see, 2x plus 3 and 2x plus 3 is common. So you take the 2x plus 3 out. What remains? 3x minus 2. So this is the factorized form of 6x square plus 5x minus 6. Is it clear? Now see this example. You are having 2x square minus 7x plus 3. Now you have to split the middle term. Middle term is minus 7x into two terms such that when you are adding you should get minus 7x. When you are multiplying you should be getting 3 into 2, 6x square. Here it is negative but the product is positive. Sum should be minus 7x. Product should be 6x square. Which all terms can be used so that product is 6x square and sum is minus 7x. Sum minus x, product is positive. Sum is minus, product is positive. So in this case, both the terms should be negative. Only then when you are adding, you will be getting a negative number, and when you multiply both negatives, you will be getting a positive number. So So which number can be used so that you get the sum as 7 and product as 6? Product 6, which all cases? 2 into 3 is 6. 1 into 6 is also 6. Among this 2 into 3, 2 plus 3 is not 7 anyway. Only cases 1 plus 6 can be 7. But the condition, what is the condition? Both should be negative. So you can take minus 1x and minus 6x as the two terms. So you will write this as 2x square minus 1x minus 6x plus 3. Now what you will do? You can group it. Now take the first group. What is common here? We are having a x common here. So x into 2x minus 1. Again, as I told you, a negative sign you are taking out, minus. What is common here? You got a 3 common. 6x plus 3. So take that 3 out. 3 into what will give you 6x? 2x. Next, what sign should come here? Here it is plus. So when I take the negative sign out, inside also should be a negative sign. Inside also should be a negative sign, so that when you open the bracket, what will happen? Minus into minus will become plus 3. Plus. So here it is 2x minus 1. Now what is common here? 2x minus 1 is common. What remains? X minus 3. So this is the factorization. Here you have to keep in mind when you have the negative terms in between. Hope you have understood. Now we are having a cubic polynomial here. Now the method used is trial and error method. For factorizing a cubic polynomial, the method used is trial and error. Trial and error means you will try out something, you will get the answer, not the correct answer, so it is an error. Again you go for another trial, again error, go back. So after so many trials, you will get the correct answer. So we will be first using the factor theorem here. Now what is a factor theorem? If P of A is equal to 0, that is if the remainder is 0, x minus A is a factor of the given polynomial. So you are first going to find one of the factors. How you are going to find out? By the trial and error method, you are going to find out when the remainder will be 0 or when P of A is equal to 0. For that, you will be substituting x as 1, minus 1, 2 or minus 2. I think by this 4 steps itself, you will be getting somewhere where P of A will be equal to 0. Not more trial. So you will be finding first P of 1, see whether it is equal to 0. If not, go for finding P of minus 1, see whether it is equal to 0. Again, if it is not so, go for P of 2. I think by that time you will be getting. So by that you will be finding out whether the remainder is 0. Once the remainder is 0, then what is the condition for factor theorem? X minus A will be a factor. So you get one factor. Then you go for long division method where you divide this given polynomial with the factor what you have found out. So you will get the quotient as a quadratic polynomial. After that, what you will do? You take the quadratic polynomial, find the factors of the quadratic polynomial by splitting the middle term. So this is the procedure. Now I will be showing you how to do this. So let us go for the trial and error method first. Let us first find what is P of 1. P of 1 will be equal, this is P of x. So P of 1 will be equal to 1 cube plus 13 into 1 square plus 32 into 1 plus 20. See, 1 cube is 1, 13 into 1 square is 13, 32 into 1 is 32 plus 20. So this will be 1 plus 13, 14, 14 plus 32 is 46, 46 plus 20 is 66, which is not equal to 0. So we are going to find out when it will become 0. So here P of 1 is not 0. Let us go for the next. Let us find P of minus 1. So P of minus 1 will be minus 1 the whole cube plus 13 into minus 1 the whole square plus 32 into minus 1 plus 20. Minus 1 cube will be minus 1. Minus 1 square is 1. So 13 into 1 is 13. 32 into minus 1 is minus 32 plus 20. Now how will you add this? Take all the positive quantities together, negative quantities together. So positive 20 plus 13 is 33. Negative quantities minus 1 plus minus 32 is minus 33. So minus 33 plus 33, you will be getting it as 0. So P of minus 1 is 0. P of A is 0. So x minus A will be a factor of this polynomial. So what is a factor? X minus minus 1. Why x minus minus 1? Because our A here is minus 1. So x minus minus 1. What is it? X plus 1. So x plus 1 is one of the factors of this polynomial. Now what are you going to do? Go for long division method. Divide this polynomial with this factor. You will get the quotient as a quadratic polynomial. So let us do that division here. Okay. X plus 1 x cube plus 13x square plus 32x plus 20. Now do the long division method. I am not going to explain further because already we have done this. First term will be x square. X square into x will be x cube. X square into 1 will be x square. Change the sign. Subtract. This gets cancelled. What remains? 13 minus 1. 12x square plus 32x plus 20. Second dividend you take. There it is. 12x square. The first term positive. So here also this will be positive. Second term for the quotient will also be positive. Now see 12x square. Here it is x. So with what you should multiply? With 12x. So this will become 12x square. 12x into 1 will be 12x. Again change the sign. This is negative. This is also negative. This gets cancelled. What remains? 32 minus 12? 20. So 20x plus 20. Now the third term. Here it is positive. So third term is also positive. Now with what you should multiply to get 20x? X into 20. So the quotient term will be 20. 20 into x is 20x. 20 into 1 is 20. Subtracting, what you get? The remainder as 0. So now you have got the quotient as a quadratic polynomial. What is it? X square plus 12x plus 20. Now to factorize this, go for splitting the middle term. The middle term is 12x. You have to split 12x into two terms in such a way that when you add you get 12x. When you multiply you should get 20. Which are the factors for 20? Which all terms when you multiply, 20 x square. Which all terms multiply will give you 20 x square? 120, 210, 4, 5. Isn't it? Among this which will give the sum as 12? Only 10 and 2. So 10x plus 2x will give you 12x. 10x plus into 2x will give you 20x square. So you go to splitting it as x square plus 10x plus 2x plus 20. Now grouping, take the common. You have x into x plus 10 plus, here what is common? 2 is common. 2 into x plus 10. Again which is common? X plus 10 is common. What remains? Here x, here plus 2. So which are the factors of this polynomial or the factorized form of this cubic polynomial? Is x plus 10 is one factor, x plus 2 is another factor, and x plus 1 is another factor. So these are the three factors. So x plus 10 into x plus 2 into x plus 1 will give you this polynomial. Is it clear how to do? The steps are very clearly told. First what you will do, by trial and error method you will find when the remainder becomes 0. That is you are finding P of A is equal to 0. The point where P of A becomes 0, x minus A will be a factor. Suppose if P of 1 was 0, what would this be? X minus 1 will be equal to, X minus 1 will be a factor. So you will be dividing that with X minus 1. Since here P of minus 1 is 0, we have taken X minus A, X minus minus 1, which is X plus 1. So we have divided, got the quotient as a quadratic polynomial. Then again, by splitting the middle term, we got the two factors for this polynomial, this quadratic polynomial. So altogether 3 factors, which are the x plus 10, x plus 2 and x plus 1. Hope it is clear for you. Thank you, children.